Hello students, how are you all? So are you ready to start learning the geography of this session, class 8? So today we are going to start geography chapter 1, resources. In this chapter you will study about what are resources, utilization of resources, classification of resources, sustainable development, conservation of resources. What are resources? We get a number of raw materials like rocks, soil, minerals, vegetation, animals, etc. from nature. We use these gifts of nature to fulfill our daily needs. We need air to breathe, water to drink, and food to eat. Hence, all the on earth which are necessary for our existence on this planet are called resources. Early humans were fully dependent upon the nature to fulfill their needs, as their needs were very limited. They did not know many of the resources found in nature. With the passage of time, human beings developed techniques to convert these gifts of nature into useful articles which could satisfy their needs. Thus, the gift of nature became resources. This is the image of prehistoric hunting. Human beings are also considered of a resource because it is only with the help of human skill that the other resources can be developed. When the natural material are converted into finished products by processing them, they constitute a real value. And the finished products become valuable for us. For finishing the products, the skill of a man and various technologies are needed. Here, technologies mean the application of latest knowledge and skill in preparing things. Human needs and wants are neither uniform in all parts of the world nor static over the years. With the progress of society and advent of science, our material needs have increased manifold. In earlier times, emphasis was mainly given on satisfying the basic needs such as food, clothing, and shelter, which was derived from nature. Even today, the pygmies of Africa eat edible plants, roots, flowers, and fruits and hunt animals. Utility and value of a resource vary from time to time and place to place. Earlier human civilizations flourished along the river valleys as they used water for the irrigation of fields. You can see the image how rivers can be used for navigation through boats and ships. Now human beings are using water for generating electricity, irrigation, navigation and industries, etc. The gift of nature becomes a valuable resource with the passage of time. For example, a waterfall is a gift of nature. It has force which can be used to derive water wheel. This is the image of falling water used for generate electricity. Man made a large variety of machines and with their help started utilizing resources on a large scale. Thus, many different natural substances were used as natural resources. Natural resources support mankind in three ways. First, they provide raw materials, energy, and favorable conditions for development. Second, they make natural environment suitable for human beings and other forms of life. Third, diversity of natural resources is supportive to life in many ways. Do you know, over-irrigation is responsible for waterlogging and makes the soil infertile. Rivers are suitable for navigation in the middle and old stage. Utilization of resources. When the resources are processed in several ways, they only then become usable. For example, wood can be used for making furniture after the trees are felled and logs are transported to the factory, where they are cut, shaped and made into furniture. Thus, the utilization of resources depends upon various factors such as availability of resources, skill of human beings, availability of capital, advancement of technology such as tools, machines, etc. Availability of water, etc. In the initial stage of economic development, availability of resources played a very important role. With the advancement of technology, availability of capital and skilled labor became necessity for the utilization of resources. For example, USA and many European countries termed as developed economy due to their economic self-sufficiency and technological advancement. On the other hand, India is in developing stage. It can be concluded that resources are essential for development, but merely their presence does not guarantee development. Other factors also play a crucial role. It is the skill and knowledge of human beings that lead to the creation of resources. The mineral deposits in USA were not valuable to the natives. They did not know their use. However, when the Europeans migrated to this region, They explored and developed the mineral deposits, and the mineral deposits acquired the value of. There are still many things in the world whose actual value is either not known to us or we do not possess suitable technology to use them. Therefore, these things are not valuable today. But in future, human needs can force them to develop a technology for converting these things into useful resources. Many countries in the world have vast reserves of resources, but they do not know how to exploit and develop them. Thus, such countries remain poor, backward, and underdeveloped. Human needs vary from region to region and from time to time. It depends upon the natural environment and on the level of social, economic, cultural, and technological development. The importance of a particular resource depends not only on the changing technology but also on the changing needs of the people. Classification of resources: renewability, origin, occurrence, development. Renewable, biotic, natural, potential. Non-renewable, abiotic, man-made, actual. Classification of resources. First, on the basis of renewability. Resources which can be used again and again either naturally or by human efforts are known as renewable resources. They are also known as inexhaustible resource. They can be renewed by physical, mechanical or chemical processes. Some of these resources are unlimited like solar and wind energy, hydel energy, etc. The quality of these resources can be affected by improper usages. Resources which take a longer period of time, such as millions of years, to be renewed are known as inexhaustible resources. They can be renewed by physical, mechanical, or chemical processes. Some of these resources are unlimited, like solar and wind energy, hydel energy, etc. The quality of these resources can be affected by improper usages. Resources which take a longer period of time, such as millions of years, to be renewed are known as non-renewable resources. They are also known as exhaustible resources as they cannot be renewed. Energy resources such as coal, petroleum, natural gas, and other minerals are examples of non-renewable resources. These resources, once exhausted, cannot be replaced. Most of the non-living things which satisfy human wants are non-renewable, as the natural process of their formation is very slow. The rapid population growth creates pressure on such resources. They are limited on the Earth's surface, and complete utilization of such resources would result in their exhaustion. These resources have to be used very carefully, as complete exhaustion of these resources would have an adverse effect on the future generation. Some of the minerals like metallic ores, gold and silver are recyclable, as the metals may be again and again after processing. This is the image of a windmill. This is the image of solar plates, a renewable source of energy. Second, on the basis of origin. On the basis of origin, resources are classified as biotic and abiotic resources. Resources which are obtained from biosphere and have life are known as biotic resources. For example, birds, animals, fish, forest, etc. The biotic resources provide a variety of useful products. Most of them have the capacity to reproduce and regenerate. All biotic resources are renewable, but some take a long period of time to be renewed. Example, the forest. This is the image of forest, which is also a resource. The living things are biotic resources. The biotic resources provide a variety of useful products. Most of them have the capacity to reproduce and regenerate. All non-living resources are known as abiotic resources. For example, land, water, mineral, etc. The abiotic resources are not renewable except water, which is inexhaustible. These resources are in great demand for the development of various industries. This is the image of a building, which is a man-made resource. Third, on the basis of occurrence. Resources available from nature in the form of water, mineral, forest, etc. and used by human beings to satisfy their needs are known as natural resources. Many of these natural resources, example water, are essential for the survival of human beings and form the basis for the development of a country. Resources created by human beings to satisfy their needs are known as man-made resource. Roads, buildings, furniture, machines, etc. are the examples of man-made resource. They are also essential for us, but they have been developed from the natural resources. Do you know soil is a renewable resource over a very long period of time, but it is a non-renewable resource over a short period of time. Fourth, on the basis of development, potential resources. Potential resources are those resources whose total quantity is not known at present. They are available in any country but are not fully tapped. These resources are not used at present but can be used in future. Potential resources need detailed survey for the estimation of their quantity and quality. For example, Africa has a great potential for the generation of hydroelectricity. This is based on the number of waterfalls and their height, but they are not developed due to the lack of suitable technology. On the other hand, petroleum can be found in old sedimentary rocks of the Himalayas. The potential resources need detailed survey for estimating their quantity and quality. A preliminary assessment by the US Geological Survey suggests the Arctic Sea bed may hold as much as 25% of the world's undiscovered oil and natural gas reserves. By one estimate, 400 billion barrels of oil might lie beneath the Arctic seabed. In most of the developing countries, actual or developed resources. The actual resources of a country are those which have been thoroughly surveyed and their quantities ascertained. In the other terms, we may say that those resources whose total quality and quantity are at present known are called actual resources. The exploration, development and utilization of an actual resource depends upon the technology available. For example, Saudi Arabia has 25.9% of world oil reserves. This is the image of oil wells. Human resources. The human beings are not only the most important but also the ultimate resource on the earth. The human beings can explore, develop and convert the natural resources into useful goods as per their abilities and demands. Human resources include the quantity as well as the quality of the people. By quantity, we mean the distribution and density of people, and by quality, we mean the physical and mental abilities of the people. No substance in nature is a resource all by itself. It has to be put to use by us, and only then does it acquire resource value. Thus, resource is created by human efforts, increased by the application of human knowledge and intelligence. Education and good health have helped human beings to become valuable resource. Therefore, any country which wants to progress must take care of its human resource. Sustainable development. Development that takes place without damaging the environment is called sustainable development. The Earth Summit 1992 defined sustainable development as a type of economic development which should take into account the needs of the present and the future generations. That means such type of development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the needs of the future generation. Overuse of many valuable resources have led to their degradation of deterioration in quality. There should be proper use of resources. The need of present and future generations must be taken into account. The disparities between the nations should be reduced or removed. The world has enough for everybody's need, but not for everybody's greed. The use of resources varies from one country to another. Due to technically skilled human resources, developed countries like USA and UK made optimum use of resources as compared to developing countries like India. Distribution of resources all over the world. Not even. Overutilization of soil has resulted in the depletion of the fertility of soil in many parts of the world. Conservation of resources. In earlier times, there was abundance of resources. The needs were limited because the density of population was low. They were dependent on plants and animals which were easily available in the environment. They never felt the need for the conservation of resources. With the passage of time and continuous rise in population, human beings started using resources at a much larger scale. It also caused an increasing damage to resources. It has created a situation in which non-renewable resources could be exhausted after some time. Thus, it is necessary to use the resources more efficiently and reduce wastage. Development of technology, human skill and population control is essential for a long-term sustainability of natural resources. Conservation does not mean to stop the utilization of resources. Actually, it means sustainable and optimum utilization of resources. We must realize that the nature and its resources also belong to the future generation. Development of technology, human skill, and population control is essential for a long-term sustainability of natural resources. We should make a sincere effort to save our natural resource for the future of our planet. A lot of awareness about preservation and conservation of resources and the environment has been created. Our future is actually dependent upon our ability to maintain and preserve the life support system which nature has provided us. We should be more sincere and more conscious about our resources. The future of our planet Earth depends on how judiciously we use our natural resources so that the present rate of development is maintained as well as the environment is preserved for the future generation. We should conserve the resources by sustainable and optimum utilization. Do you know? Donella Meadows, 1941 to 2001, was an American environmentalist. In 1972, she wrote the book Limits to Growth. In this book, she wrote about the consequences of rapid population growth on the supply of natural resources. So now let's sum up this chapter. Summing up, all the things on earth which are necessary for our existence on this planet are called resources. Utility and value of a resource varies from time to time and place to place. The gift of nature becomes a valuable resource with the passage of time. Human needs vary from region to region and from time to time. Resources which can be used again and again, either naturally or by human efforts, are known as renewable resources. Resources which take longer period of time, such as millions of years to be renewed, are known as inexhaustible resources. Resources which are obtained from biosphere and have life are known as biotic resources. All non-living resources are known as abiotic resources. For example, land, water, minerals, etc. Potential resources are those resources whose total quantity is not known at present. Resources available from nature in the form of water, minerals, forest and used by human beings to satisfy their needs are known as natural resources. Development that takes place without damaging the environment is called sustainable development. Thank you, class. Now let's meet in the next chapter.